Well, hello, Budget Dolls. I'm Margot, and welcome to Budgets Untamed. Today we're going to talk about bills for the month of March, and I'm excited to have been paid already. Today is the last day of February, and I've already been paid. I was actually paid 2 days ago, and it would appear that I had 3 checks in this very, very small month of February, but I'm smart enough to know that that check is for March's bills, so I'm not going to act like I had 3 checks this month. That threw me off so bad last year. I'm not going to ever do that again. Also, I am a semi-monthly payer, not bi-weekly. And believe it or not, it sounds the same, but it is not the same. Those words are not interchangeable. A bi-weekly payer gets paid 26 paydays. Semi-monthly, only 24 paydays for the year. So I learned that lesson last year when I developed I developed a savings game called 26 Paydays, and every payday I would put $26 in. But I wasn't even a 26 payday earner. I was a 24 payday earner, or pay week earner, and I saved more money than I was supposed to with the 26, but it was just like, really, wow, all this time I thought I was bi-weekly, but I'm not. So I get paid twice a month. But however, in the month of March, we will be getting an incentive payout. So the month of March is always a three paycheck month. In the month of March, that's when we receive our incentives. So it would be a bonus check. So you're going to hear me say incentive or bonus means the same thing. So I'm getting excited, and I'm going to use this money as if it is March 1st money, even though I received it 2 days ago. Okay, so with that being said, we need to now get into the bill paying portion for March. And okay, so here we go with the bill tracker. This is what I call it. Now everybody knows that this is Keleva Plan's Take Control of Your Money Before It Takes Control of You budget binder for the year of 2026. And this is what I use all the time. Now, she has in there, in her binder, she's included a yearly bill tracker. Thank goodness! This is what I needed. Okay, so it's January through December, 3 months at a time on a page. So what I did was I wrote down bill due, and I wrote down all my bills on this side. And then for the month of January, I just write when they're due for the months, okay? So that helps me not have to create something on Canva, which I did last year and the year before, but this is so much easier and better. It's always in there. I don't have to remember to recreate it. It's here. The only thing I have to do is when the new months take over. Now let me find it, because last video I couldn't find what I was talking about. So here it is here. Okay, so next month, April, May, and June is the same thing. But I'm just going to rewrite over here my bills and when they're due and the due dates. Now, I only have to do that once a quarter versus having to do it every pay the last year. Okay, so I'm excited about that. And then also I created myself a cash tracker, which we will talk about probably in another video. So for this one, I just want to get started with March's bills. And I hope you guys can see, I'm in my shadowy window again, but I love this window, so I'm not going to move. Let me see if the light will help. This is the best I can do, you guys. This is the best I can do. Okay, so let us get started with this month, and I changed my pens around. Okay, so what do we have here for the month of March? Let me see. Oh, yep. So I changed it to purple and green, not knowing which one. I know that I'm going to use green. I'm just not a green girl. I'm not a fan of green. So this one I won't be using, but this one I will. And if I need to accent, I'll probably use a purple, just because, just to help me brighten things up. Okay, so let us start with March. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, okay, rent. The due date is the 1st. Streaming, due date is the 1st. So what I do is I pay my bills either the first check or the second check. So it's my bills are due. Anything that's due from the 1st through the 14th is paid on the first check. Anything from the 15th through the 30th is paid on the second check. But I still like to write this down because it keeps me a little bit ahead of the game. And then Pepco is due on the 6th. This just lets me know when it's due, but I more than likely will pay them all at the same time, just so they're paid. And this also helps you keep your credit with the gas company and utilities. It helps to keep all of that on point as well. Okay, so gas, I like to put my gas that I use for my car as part of a bill because you have to have it regardless. And that doesn't have a due date, so I don't generally put a date there. But also Capital One is paid off, and I'm not going to list that on the next 3 months because it's paid off. There's no need. And I also have my snowball and my savings. That's also part of both paychecks. Okay, so for the rent is always paid on the month, on the beginning of the month. So what I do with this is I will tally up how much I owe at that time because it fluctuates. It's different, especially with your utility bills. They fluctuate. So I will tally up how much I owe, and then I will move that amount into my bill pay account so that when the bills are ready on those days, the money is already there. It can just withdraw that money, and then I'll have to worry about it for the next 2 weeks. And let me tell you, it took me a couple of years to get to this point. But it is so worth it. It's a great idea for myself, not for everybody, but for me, it's a great idea. So what I'm going to do here is the date paid. I always put down the 1st as well because that's when the money can be withdrawn. So I just mimic this here. And then I will actually go in to check to make sure it's been paid. Okay, but it's just a visual checking because I know the dollar amounts and I know the name of the accounts. So I just visually check it to make sure it's in there. Okay, so the amount due is going to be, for streaming, I normally put in $50, but there was a bill that was already paid. So for streaming this time, I'm just going to put in $15. And then for AT&T, I'm going to owe $170, and I already know that that has been paid because I visually saw that it was in there. The IRS, $160. And Pepco, this time, I'm going to owe about $157 when it is due on the 6th. $157. And then my American Express bill, I'm going to put $290 on it. And then my U.S. bank bill is normally about $50, but I normally pay $65. So I'm going to put that on there. So for gas, I have actually been using my store cards. You know how you accumulate points at the store that you shop in? That has been working for me really great. I allocate $80 for the 2 weeks, but I haven't touched that $80 in a month or so. So I'm going to just move this down just $10, and I'm going to put it at 70. Okay, Capital One, nothing. And then my snowball, We will get to that. Okay, so let's figure out how much I owe for this cycle. So that is going to be $927. And that's how much I will transfer over to get those bills paid. Now, there is a certain dollar amount I try to hit for my cash. And let me see how much that will be. So the balance and what I have left will be about, that I want to spend, will be about $307 for the snowball and for my savings. So for the snowball, I always put in $50 at the least. And then for savings will be about $257. Now this number might change. Because I'm thinking I could put in more than 50 here. So let me change that. My goal is just $100 a month. But I think I'm going to change this to, wait, I got the wrong thing. I'm going to tape over it. I think I want to change this time to reflect. I think I'm going to do $75 instead of just 50. And that's going to leave me with about $230 allocated to savings. Okay, that looks good to me. And that is easy. That is the best way and the easiest way for me to deal with my bills. I don't argue with them every month. I don't worry about where the money's coming from. I do this on payday, regardless of if I have to work that day, if it's a long day or not. Sometimes if it's going to be a long day at work, I'll do it the day before. But I try to figure it out the day before, so that on payday, all I'm doing is a transaction, transferring the $927 into the other account. Now, I don't do that automatically just because I like to keep control of it. I used to be automatic everything, and I lost track of how much my bills were, how much money was coming in, how much money was getting transferred over. It was just all happening automatically. And so I stopped doing that. I do it this way now, and it works out for me a lot better. There's one thing that I almost forgot to add, and that is the fact that I have picked up another bill, and that bill is Care Credit. And I needed that bill because I was getting some dental work done. So I'm adding this here so that the end of the month's check, I don't forget to put it in. That bill is going to be due on the 16th of the month. And it is $100. Okay, so I have already set it up through my bill pay to be paid on the 16th of every month, the $100. And I just wanted to add that in here so that at the end of the month when I get paid again, I don't have to forget about the Care Credit. So it's going to be there. So I just wanted to add that in and remind myself. So that's all I have for today, dolls. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.